Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel. You got your boys here, Lanny and Bert, the Dividend Diplomat, the favorite and self-proclaimed best dividend YouTube investing channel out there. I'm going to be coming into about $4,300 of cash here very, very soon. And you know what? I'm not exactly sure what to do with it. So in this video, we'll give you the brief breakdown. What's happening? Where's this cash coming from? Then we'll lay out three very different options that I'm considering, and I would love all of your feedback and your thoughts on what I should do with the extra cash.
Wow, guys, smash that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Thank you guys for checking out our YouTube channel. And man, Bert's got a good one, a good problem to have here.
Very.
Um, he's going to have a windfall of over $4,000 that you have to put to work. It might happen in early July. Maybe he sells this certain position before the time happens, but he's going to have a little bit of a debate on his hand of where he should put it or what he should do with it.
Yeah, so let's talk about this company here, Lanny,
Give
because
us your background.
I might put this out there as this might be the most mysterious acquisition because there isn't a ton of news about it outside of the main articles where we're going through it. We're talking about Westrock, ticker symbol WRK, the major packaging company. I shouldn't I'm pretty sure I can speak for you on this one, Lanny, but you have Target. We use Target brand diapers. I don't know if I'm pretty sure your household does, Lanny. Flip the box over, you see the Circle Westrock seal on there. So they're a major box and cardboard diaper,
And
the paper in their supplier.
all the diapers has the same box as well.
Aldi Diapers has the same box. There it is. They do, yeah, the stuff that goes into the diaper, all the products from paper, Westrock's involved. There, an acquisition was announced in October, I believe, September, October of 2023. Smurfit Kappa is going to acquire Westrock for $11 billion to become a global packaging giant. So they're going to be a world.
Kappa.
Yeah. And with that, they said the deal's going to close in Q2, Q3 of 2024, but it hasn't really been announced. Over time, the deal, what's going to come out is going to be about 50.4% of the company is going to be Smurfit Kappa. Other half, the remaining part's going to be Westrock shareholders. And with it, Westrock shareholders would receive one share of the new company combined entity valued at 43.51 plus $5 in cash. So if you keep the shares, you're going to get one share of the new company plus $5. Or if you liquidate right before, you're going to just take all the cash and all of the gains.
Come on, Bert. Don't you want to be a Smurfit shareholder?
Yeah. Yes. I love Smurfit Kappa. That's my favorite company. It rolls right off the tongue.
So, though that is an option, that one's just off the table, right, Bert?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily. I don't think it's kind of something we've talked about. We've looked to reduce positions over the years in companies, especially that we're not experts in. While we bought Westrock, it was a different time in a different place, and we were looking for different types of investments. Right now, I don't know jack about global packaging. So I think it's just a sector I'm going to stay out of, and I'll let my ETFs manage and determine if they want to get me exposure into these sectors.
Okay, hey, that's fair enough. So, you've got a few options right now that you are mulling
Hmm.
related to the deal, related to the sale, the
Yes,
merger, the acquisition,
baby.
the,
Yeah.
the main event here.
Woo!
Um, you know, you're going to fall into 4,300 bucks approximately, right?
Yeah.
Um, Westrock, just for everybody's frame of reference as well, they're kind of above where they should be at. They're up about 28% this year, again, trading at 53.64, currently only yielding 2.26%. So, Bert, I know you've got a few options that you're thinking about.
Yeah.
Currently they are valued over 13 billion, which is over the 11 billion merger
Yeah.
price. And I think there was a $5 in cash incentive as well on top of that. So,
Yeah, so I guess
um,
if you think of it that way, the combined would be 48.51 per share if you take the share value in that. And right now they're at $53 to your point, Lanny. So there's a little bit of a premium in there.
they're pretty much, if you sold right now, you should be happy
Hmm.
because you would have gotten all of it. And what we don't know, and if you guys know as Westrock investors, will there be another dividend that you are expecting to have announced and receive? I think that is the one component that you don't really want to miss out on if there is another dividend that Westrock will somehow pay out.
Yeah, and they
Um,
pay in the second quarter of every month, so it would be announced in July to be paid in August. So that's a good point as well. The caveat to that, though, Lanny, is you could sell and whatever your option is, you capture like a June dividend if you sneak something in, or an early July one too. So there are ways, or you could double dip maybe.
or you could, you know,
Yeah,
sell it and then you're earning 5% on money market account and just be
that's
happy
true.
with it
Yeah,
for a month or two.
that's very true as well. So those are the that's really what's going down with Westrock here. Um, So if I sell, I'll have 4,300. They're yielding about 2.26%. So that's what I'm playing with. Anything above 2.26% would be accretive to my dividend income. Anything below that would be it would reduce it. I don't know why I can't remember what the opposite of accretive is off the top of my head. Dilutive to my dividend income. So whatever it is, that's not the point. I found three options here, Lanny, and I'm just going to go through them here quickly. Each one of them have their pros and they have their cons. Option one, buy individual stocks. That's option one.
That
What
is an option.
what intrigues me about this one is we've been in this kick landing. We don't want large position. We don't want to start positions unless they're a meaty position or a meaningful amount of money into the position where they can produce enough income where you're not just receiving like a $5 dividend from a stock. I have plenty of those that are just not doing much for me. I only invested 800 and then the stock price shot up. That's not there. If I'm going to buy an individual stock, I have the shot to establish a very large position right out of the gate in a company that would produce meaningful dividends. And if I never invest in it again, I would be happy because I'd have at least 4,300 invested into that stock. Or I could put that in a stock I own. So you could buy individual stocks of this.
Any individual stocks that are on your radar that you'd want to allocate it to, and if you have some, why for each one?
Yeah, so two of them that jump off my plate. One right now is Smuckers. That's been my top stock pick of the week for a long time. I'm loving Smuckers. Even though they jumped up 3% on Friday, they still have a PE ratio that's below 12. They still have perfect payout ratio, a 3.8% yield. So Smuckers is the one that's kind of jumping off the page of me right now.
Well,
I could
interesting. So
move.
you actually gain some yield.
Yeah, yeah, because with Westrock being at 2.26%, I don't it's not quite doubling up. It's a pretty solid dividend income boost right there. And I love Smuckers. I love their products. I love the consumer staple sector. So that's the interesting thing about a stock like Smuckers. Another one too, if I'm really feeling frisky.
And by the way, I can't hate you for Smucker's. Been buying a couple shares here and there in the last few weeks as they've dipped below 110 a share a couple times here lately.
Yeah, so that's the top one right now. There's the other one, even though they just popped up on 7% on Friday, they had a little bit of a rally with the rest of the market. Company like Salesforce, ticker symbol CRM, could be a unique chance to buy a tech stock. Um,
Whoa,
After it just
whoa,
got pummeled,
whoa.
it's down 8% year to date. They got smashed after earnings. Underlying results were great, guidance was bad. But how has big tech typically performed over time? You've seen what's happened with like Google, Microsoft, everybody else that's in the big tech world, tech org, Lanny. What happens when they come down? There's usually a bump that swings back up into the future. Salesforce could be another one of those. I'd have to do more research to see what the underlying issues are. But with how much Salesforce charges, how ingrained they are into every single company as your customer management, they have Slack, they have a lot in the Salesforce network that makes it a very sticky product and hard for your company to leave Salesforce.
Man, Salesforce. So they pay a
Yeah.
little bit of a dividend, so you get a little bit of that,
Yeah.
but you're buying it because, hey, they're down a ton. They've come down a ton, and you feel like it's a sticky product that'll be here in the future.
Yeah, and that's the difference between that versus like a tech stock like PayPal that's been beaten down, where the more I look into PayPal, I see a little bit harder, a much more difficult path to recovery for PayPal that's competing with Apple Pay, Google Pay, and all the other pay systems like the Zelle and everything else. Salesforce is unique because they are the dominant player in that CRM business, as their ticker would suggest.
Man, okay, so that's one option. Individual stocks. I could
Mhm.
see why you would do both. Um, hmm,
Yeah.
hmm,
Option two,
hmm.
we just talked about it. In a video last week, I've been buying one share of VIG every single week. Right now, I'm at 26 shares. I could just throw it all at VIG, get that 1.8% dividend yield, so it'll keep it in line with Westrock, right? Like it'd be an immaterial drop in dividend income right there. But what this would allow, Lanny, that would give me about 23, let's just say call it 23 new shares of VIG. That would really jumpstart and really bolster
Oh,
this position there. That would
yeah.
put me over 50 by the time this video is released. And that would double up on VIG and make that position that much more meaningful and that much closer to the goal of getting to at least 100 shares of VIG.
Something about 50 shares of VIG sounds awesome.
Yeah.
No pressure there. I could see you get a ton of growth, you get a solid above market yield,
Mhm.
decent dividend growth as well. Hmm.
Yeah. And plus, that
That's
does achieve the whole consolidating my portfolio. Takes one less position out, one less thing I have to manage. And it gets it into a fund that I know I like today that invests in technology itself. So it would get me that Salesforce CRM potential. I don't know if Salesforce is in their top 10, but they're doing the digging to see if Salesforce is worth getting into the ETF when they do their turnover. They're doing that for me. They're getting the expertise of would the potential Smurfit Kappa even be an acquisition. So I might get some indirect exposure there.
interesting. I might have to try to find some entire listings here of the VIG holdings list while we continue to go through here.
Yeah.
Uh,
So those were options number one. That was option two. And then there is a third option, Lanny. There is a third option. Just
Option number three.
keep
So
it. Oh, sorry.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Option three is keep it in cash, earn 5% on my money market account, be patient, but then also supplement that by experimenting and dabbling a little bit more with some cash secured puts. Something I've
Ooh,
dabbled
so
with, but I've never had the funds I wanted to commit to doing a little bit more of a strategy.
so essentially sit and earn over 5%. And then in the meantime, find some stocks that are priced when you times it by, at or below $43 a share.
Yeah.
And then start earning some of that revenue.
Yeah, that gives you a lot to play with. There are a lot of companies that are below $43 per share. So you can mess around with it. There's obviously I love SoFi. I love Upstart, which I've been talking about. Those are two great ones. There are a lot of other smaller ones too. Intel's a big, a lot of people love Intel. There's Paramount potential. There's Warner Brothers, all these companies that you see some potential chance to pick up premium that you own. You can supplement your position, increase that income. That's an option too.
Which one are you leaning towards right now, B?
Ooh, I don't know. I think honestly, I'm torn. I could go all three right now. That's the beauty of this.
Well,
Um,
maybe you could do a combination of them all if you really needed to, but you probably don't want to go small in CRM.
Yeah, CRM it would take doing there, but if CRM keeps going back up, that's going to immediately eliminate them. Smucker's is the most boring because that's typically what I would do. VIG is just great because it's simple, but the cash also earning 5% is immediately accretive to the 2.26%. Cash secured put or not, cash would immediately double the income I get from that cash right there.
Cash is cash, right?
Yeah. What are your, yeah, you're right, Lanny. I could do three, three, and three too. That's an option as well.
Huh.
Thirds, I mean, sorry, a third, third, third.
And obviously, I still want you to have the ability to grow the amount by more than just the money market rate, which more than
Yeah.
likely could turn south by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Um, you know, can't go wrong. Something to think about. Maybe doing a bifurcated approach with, gosh, yeah, like 1,000 of Smuckers, 1,500 of VIG, and
Yeah.
then something else you have left to play with. I don't, I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
That's true. So everyone, obviously you can tell no final decision's been made. There's no answer to this question, but you'll be hearing a little bit more from me. You'll see more tweeting about this, more threading about it, whatever you want to call it. We'll put it out there. I'm curious what all of you think. I would love to hear your thoughts and how you would approach this if you were me. Like which of the options, stocks, ETFs, or cash and cash secured puts, which one sounds the best to you right
Guys, let us know in those comments below. Bert's got a $4,300 debate here. He wants to know what you think the best option is. Bert's trying to retire early, trying to do that off of passive income. So, what would be the best for him? Let
You
us
haven't
know.
already. Oh, sorry. Yeah, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. And remember, you're either with us or you're against us, Jack.
That was Bert the Hurt and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.